To everyone, to you. To everyone, to you, silent beings of the night, who took my hand in the darkness, to you, lamps of immortal light, star lines, bread of the living, secret brothers, to everyone, to you, I say, there's no thanks. Nothing could fill the cups of purity, nothing can contain all of the sun and the flags of the invincible springtime like your quiet dignities. Only, I'm thinking, maybe I've been worthy of so much simplicity, of a flower so pure. Maybe I'm you. That's right, that essence, flower of song of earth, that natural kneading that knows where it comes from and where it belongs. I'm no distant bell, nor a crystal buried so deep you can't figure it out. I'm just the people, hidden door, dark bread, and when you receive me, you receive yourself in your very self, in that guest beaten so many times, and so many times reborn. To all and everyone, to all I don't know who'll never hear this name, to those who live along our long rivers, at the foot of volcanoes, in the sulphuric copper shadow, to fishermen and peasants, to blue Indians on the shore of lakes sparkling like glass, to the shoemaker who at this moment questions, nailing leather with ancient hands, to you, to whomever without knowing it has waited for me, I belong and recognize and sing. Next, the great ocean. If of your gifts and your destruction's ocean into my hands could you deliver one part, one fruit, one ferment, I would choose your remote repose, your lines of steel, your vastness watched over by air and night, and the energy of your white language smashing and overturning its own columns in its purifying acts of demolition. It's not the last wave with its salty weight that grinds against the coasts and manufactures the peaceful bands of sand that ring the world. It is the central volume of your strength, the ever-extending power of your waters, the still solitude brimming with lives. Time, perhaps, or overflowing cup of all known motion, a pure oneness that death has never sealed, green viscera of blazing absolute totality. Of the sunken arm that throws up a drop of water, nothing remains but a kiss of salt. Of the bodies of mankind along your shores, a misty scent of wet flowers is all that lasts. Your energy seems to slip away without ever being exhausted. It seems to circle back into your calm. The wave that you let loose, arc of identity, exploded feather. When it was unleashed, it was only foam, and without being wasted came back to be born. All of your strength returns to its beginning. All that you leave are crushed shards of remains, empty husks your load scooped out and scattered. What was expelled by the action of your abundance, all that was left of its clustered fruit of being. Your statue casts its shadow far beyond the waves, alive and arranged like the chest and the robe of a single creature, and its steady breathing lifted in material forms of light, great prairies raised up by the heaving waves. They shaped the naked skin of the whole planet. You flood your own being with your very substance. You overflow the curvature of silence. The cup is trembling with your salt and honey, the water's universal cavity, and nothing missing in you as in the desolate crater, in the rough and wild vessel, deserted peaks, scars, rugged marks watching over the multitude of air. Your petals pound the surface of the world. Your underwater grains are always trembling. The smooth green algae dangle their menace. The schools of fish swim in their teeming swarms. and all that comes up in the threaded nets is the dead lightning of their scales, a wounded millimeter in the distance of all your crystalline totalities. Next, Fable of the Mermaid and the Drunks. All these gentlemen were there inside when she entered, utterly naked. They had been drinking, and began to spit at her, recently come from the river. She understood nothing. She was a mermaid who had lost her way. The taunts flowed over her glistening flesh. Obscenities drenched her golden breasts. A stranger to tears, she did not weep. A stranger to clothes, she did not dress. They pocked her with cigarette ends and with burnt corks, rolled on the tavern floor with laughter. She did not speak, since speech was unknown to her. Her eyes were the color of faraway love. Her arms were matching topazes. Her lips moved soundlessly in coral light. And ultimately she left by that door. Scarcely had she entered the river than she was cleansed, gleaming once more like a white stone in the rain. And without a backward look, she swam once more, swam towards nothingness, swam to her dying. "100 Love Sonnets." Full woman, carnal apple. Full woman, carnal apple, a hot moon, thick smell of seaweed, crushed mud and light. What obscure clarity opens between your columns? What ancient night does man touch with his senses? Ah, loving is a voyage with water and with stars, with suffocating air and brusque storms of flower. Loving is a battle of lightning bolts and two bodies overcome by one honey. Kiss by kiss, I travel across your small infinity, your images, your rivers, your diminutive villages, and the genital fire transformed into delight runs through the narrow trails of the blood until it plunges itself like an eternal carnation, until it is and is nothing more but a ray in the shadows. Poet's Obligation. To whomever is not listening to the sea this Friday morning, to whomever is cooped up in house or office, factory or woman, or street or mine or harsh prison cell, to him I come, and without speaking or looking, I arrive and open the door of his prison, and a vibration starts up, vague and insistent. A great fragment of thunder sets in motion the rumble of the planet and the foam. The raucous rivers of the ocean flood. The star vibrates swiftly in its corona, and the sea is beating, dying, and continuing. So drawn on by my destiny, I endlessly must listen to and keep the seas lamenting in my awareness. I must feel the crash of the hard water, and gather it up in a perpetual cup, so that wherever those in prison may be, wherever they suffer the autumn's castigation, I may be there with an errant wave. I may move, passing through windows, and hearing me, eyes will glance upward, saying, "How can I reach the sea?" And I shall broadcast, saying nothing, the starry echoes of the wave, a breaking up of foam and of quicksand, a rustling of salt withdrawing, the grey cry of seabirds on the coast. So through me, freedom and the sea will make their answer to the shuddered heart. Good night, my friend.